After the age of 60, leg numbness and tingling can be eliminated with the help of these 5 effective everyday practices. Elderly, senior, you may have experienced a peculiar numbness or a tingling sensation similar to that of pins and needles. It is possible for it to enter your body while you are seated, standing, or even lying down. For many people over the age of 60, it becomes an ordinary aspect of their lives, something that they either disregard, brush aside, or assume is simply the result of becoming older. However, here is the reality: it is not necessary for it to be. In this video, we are going to discuss 5 habits that are not only easy to do but also quite effective in reducing or even eliminating leg numbness and tingling that may occur in later years. Routines like these are not very complicated. There is no need for specialized machines, costly equipment, or visits to an expert because they are not required. Every single one of them is a standalone method that can be conveniently performed at home and is tailored to the needs of aging bodies. These exercises are designed to treat the underlying reasons of your symptoms. Whether they are caused by nerve pressure, poor circulation, or spending an excessive amount of time sitting still, they provide support for your legs from the inside out. However, what is even more significant is that they restore your control over the way your body feels on a daily basis. Stay with us to the very end because even if you simply implement one of these behaviors, the impact you experience could be both instant and long-lasting. Not only will you be able to move more easily, but you will also have a greater sense of assurance in your body's capacity to support you as you get older. It's time to get started. The first step in relieving stress in the sciatic nerve is to perform sitting leg stretches. In particular, sciatic nerve compression is one of the most frequently neglected reasons of leg numbness and tingling. Particularly in individuals over the age of 60, you have the largest nerve in your body, which is called the sciatic nerve. It begins in your lower back and travels down through your hips, buttocks, and into each of your legs. When it is compressed or irritated, even slightly, it can create a cascade of feelings, including numbness, tingling, burning, or a peculiar buzzing that comes and goes without any prior warning. It is common for many elderly people to begin with something as basic as sitting for an extended period of time in the same position, having a lack of hip flexibility, or having tight hamstrings. Because of the repetitive nature of these postures, the muscles that surround your pelvis and lower back get more contracted over time. This causes the nerve to be compressed, which in turn sends messages of discomfort down your legs. Seated leg stretches are a great way to address this issue. Not only do they have a pleasant sensation, but they also target the specific muscles that are most prone to bring the sciatic nerve into compression. These stretches are designed to gently open the hips, relieve tension from the hamstrings, and restore flexibility to the lower back. By doing so, the nerve is able to travel more freely, and the pressure that creates those peculiar sensations is reduced. The seated figure 4 is often considered to be one of the most effective stretches. Create a figure 4 by crossing your right ankle over your left knee while you are seated on a chair that is stable. Begin by sitting up straight, then softly bend forward from your hips, tying your neck into a knot, and maintaining this posture for 30 seconds. To the very depths of your hip, you will feel a stretch. Alter your position. If you do this once or twice a day, you can start to notice that your legs feel lighter, less restless, and more awake than you originally did. Take, for example, Robert, who is 74 years old and has been experiencing tingling in the nighttime that has kept him awake. He had a go with heat pads. He experimented with creams, up to the point where he began including 5 minutes of seated stretches into his morning regimen. Nothing worked against him. The buzzing sensation in his legs had subsided after a period of 3 weeks. It was as if my nerves had finally been given the opportunity to breathe. He remarked, "That is the main point. This does not mean that your body always requires a drug or a treatment. At other times, it merely needs space, room to go around, kind reminders to let go of what has been gripped too tightly for an excessively long period of time." Consider this if you get tingling in your legs when you sit for an extended period of time, or if you feel as though your legs are going asleep while you are still awake. Possibly, it is not your nerves that are failing. It's possible that your muscles are putting too much pressure on them. And what is the solution? In other cases, it might be as easy as stretching. Leg elevation above heart level for 15 minutes per day is the second recommendation. There is a hidden reality that a lot of people who are older don't recognize. Even though gravity may appear to be a soothing force, it actually works against your circulation as you become older. As time passes, the veins in your legs will have to exert themselves more and more in order to push. Your blood is flowing back toward your heart. This blood begins to pool in your lower limbs when they are unable to keep up with the pace of the activity. What is the end result? The legs are experiencing swelling, pressure, and a heavy feeling. Moreover, tingling and numbness that appear to originate from nowhere are also present. When you reach this point, elevating your legs becomes one of the most straightforward yet effective daily routines that you can incorporate into your routine. Not only does it not require any equipment or gym gear, but it also does not demand a change in routine. It only takes 15 minutes per day to raise your legs above your head. There is a discernible difference that may be made by your heart in the way that your legs feel and perform. How come? The reason for this is that while you are in this posture, gravity can finally operate in your favor rather than against you. In order to improve circulation and reduce inflammation in the nerves, it is beneficial to position your legs higher than your chest. This allows blood and fluid that has become stagnant to drain more freely. In addition to the loose tissues of your lower body, this is the correct way to accomplish it. You should lie down on your back on a surface that is comfortable. For example, your bed, a couch, or even the floor with a mat attached to it. A stack of cushions should be placed on top of your calves. Your feet should be lifted over your heart. And you can do this by sitting on an ottoman or the edge of a couch. Take a 15-minute break there. Take a few deep breaths. Keep your legs at a rest. After spending a long day sitting or standing, some people like to perform this activity in the evening. Some people apply it first thing in the morning to be able to help lessen the swelling that develops overnight while they are sleeping. In any case, the goal is to provide your body with a little window of opportunity each day to restore its fluid balance and alleviate the strain that is being placed on your nerves. Take for example Susan, who is 70 years old and began raising her legs every day while listening to the radio she was listening to. Within a fortnight, she became aware that when she rose up from the couch, her legs did not feel as heavy as they had previously. After sitting for extended lengths of time, she began to experience a sensation similar to that of pins and needles. She stated that it is the least difficult thing I do throughout the day. Yet it has been one of the most significant changes. In order to make your legs feel better, you do not need to engage in lengthy routines or elaborate therapies. There are moments when it is necessary to pause in order to reverse the effects of gravity, to give your circulation a break, and to give your legs the opportunity to breathe. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Toe curls and ankle pumps should be performed first thing in the morning. When individuals think of circulation, the majority of them think of activities such as walking, stretching, or going to the gym. However, what takes place in the very first few seconds after you find yourself awake? At a time when your legs are still rigid, your blood is still moving slowly, and your nerves are only beginning to become active, it is possible for you to get a quiet assessment of how your legs feel for the remainder of the day. This discipline, which is humble but powerful, comes into play at this point. The use of toe curls and ankle pumps. It could appear to be easy. These low-impact, high-benefit movements are just what your neurons, muscles, and blood vessels required to wake up correctly, especially after the age of 60. It may even sound like it is too easy to matter, as a result of lying still for extended periods of time, such as when sleeping or even taking a lengthy nap. Circulation in the lower legs slows down. The tiny muscles that are responsible for pumping blood back up to your heart become inactive. In addition, if you get out of bed too quickly, you can experience tingling, numbness, or even dizziness as a result of the sudden change in pressure. You can gently stimulate circulation, re-engage the neural system, and prepare your legs for safe, steady movement by performing ankle pumps and toe curls while you are still laying in bed. This should be done before you ever stand up, prior to getting out of bed. This is how to proceed. Just lie down on your back and start pointing your toes forward. Then draw them back toward you. This is the first step in the exercise. That is a pump for the ankle. Do this 10 to 15 times in a leisurely motion, and then go on to toe curls. Make a tight curl with your toes. Hold it for a full second, and then let go. Perform this 10 times, in spite of the fact that the entire routine takes less than 2 minutes. The advantages continue to accrue throughout the entire day. Consider the case of Paul, who, at the age of 76, used to get the sensation that his legs were sleeping each morning. When he stood up, he would occasionally even lose his balance a little bit. Prior to ascending, he began incorporating toe curls and ankle pumps into his routine. After a week, the numbness began to lessen down. Once the clock struck 2, he was standing with improved equilibrium and less hesitancies. From what he said, it felt as if someone had turned the lights back on in my legs. Your muscles are being stimulated in more ways than one by these simple actions. In your feet and toes, they stimulate the nerve terminals that are relatively little. They assist in the circulation of blood through the calves and serve as a reminder to your body that movement is on the horizon, allowing it to get ready in a manner that is safe, gentle, and in sync with the way an aging body needs to move. There is no specialized apparatus required. Lack of a significant commitment. Only a few moments of deliberate movement before your feet touch the ground are all that is required. Simply doing so is all that is required to assist in restoring sensation, reducing discomfort, and beginning your day with confidence rather than uncertainness. Not only do your legs require increased circulation, but they also do not require additional pressure. Furthermore, this practice accomplishes precisely that. The fourth recommendation is orthopedic footwear that is supportive and has arch alignment. As we get older, there is something that we frequently forget: the pressure that we exert on our feet, ankles, knees, and yes, even our lower back is sent upward through our feet with each stride that we take. In addition, the effect spreads when the foundation is not in the appropriate place. Poor foot alignment can have a negative impact on more than just your posture over time. Nerves can be compressed, circulation can be restricted, and it can lead to a creeping numbness or tingling sensation that appears out of nowhere. Because of this, moving to orthopedic footwear that offers adequate arch support and alignment is one of the most powerful improvements you can make, particularly if you are over the age of 60. However, when some people hear the term orthopedic, they picture shoes that are cumbersome and appear to be more similar to medical equipment than anything that you would actually want to wear. But the reality is that the supporting footwear of today is not only lightweight and well designed, but it also looks and feels just as wonderful as it does. And the improvement that it can make in your legs can be very remarkable. When you do not have support for your arches, your feet will slightly flatten with each stride that you take. This change causes tendons to be pulled, joints to be strained, and the chain of movement that runs through your legs to become misaligned. Furthermore, those muscles aren't the only ones that are impacted by stress over time. Irritation of the peripheral nerves that are located in your soles and ankles begins to occur as a result of this. Some people experience tingling as a result of this. For some people, it is a sensation of burning. In addition, for many elderly people, it is considered to be merely another one of the consequences of getting older. despite the fact that it is something that you walk on every day without even being aware of it. In the house, Alice, who was 73 years old, always wore slip-on shoes that were soft and flat. Despite the fact that she preferred the convenience, she began to get numbness in her toes after standing in the kitchen for even 20 minutes. A single session with a physical therapist was all it took for her to make the transition to supportive shoes that already had arch support built in. It took only a few days before the difference became apparent. Then she said, "I thought it was just my nerves going down. It was only my sneakers that were the culprit." Your foot should have a solid, contoured arch support that matches the shape of your foot, a cushioned sole that absorbs impact, especially in the heel, and a wide toe box that allows your toes to spread naturally without squeezing or restricting blood flow. These are the characteristics that you should seek for in comfortable shoes. If you are unsure of where to begin, you can visit a shoe store that specializes in orthopedic or comfort footwear. Or you can consult a podiatrist for a recommendation that is tailored to your specific needs. In some cases, the addition of a supportive insole to your existing footwear might be of assistance. Nevertheless, the more accurate the fit, the better the outcome will be. Mainly due to the fact that when you take care of your feet, your legs will follow suit, your circulation will improve, your nerves will calm down, and the sensations that were once strange will start to go away. I would appreciate it if you could use the 4th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Taking a warm and cold foot soak in the evening is the 5th step in the program. When you have had a long day and your legs are feeling heavy, dull, or numb, there is a simple routine that can silently perform miracles. And it does not require anything more than 2 basins, the amount of time you have available, along with some warm water. Foot soaks that alternate between warm and cold water are one of the oldest and most efficient methods for stimulating nerve endings, improving circulation, and reducing inflammation in the lower legs and feet. The approach has its origins in both contemporary physical therapy and the conventional wisdom of the past. It is also possible for it to assist restore sensation and minimize the tingling that is associated with nerve stress that is caused by aging when it is used consistently. How does it operate exactly? The expansion of blood vessels that occurs when water is warm promotes relaxation and flow. Cold water causes these vessels to contract, which in turn reduces inflammation and stimulates neuronal connections that have been dormant. By switching between the two, you are able to generate a mild pumping effect that assists in the elimination of toxins, promotes healing, and strengthens the connection between your brain and your feet. Prepare 2 bathtubs, one with water that is warm enough to be comfortable but not scalding, and the other with water that is chilly but not frigid. Take a seat in comfort. Move your feet from the warm water to the cold water for 1 minute after you have placed them in the warm water for 3 to 4 minutes. The cycle should be repeated 3 to 4 times, with the final step being cold. After that, make sure that your feet are completely dry, and if you want to, you can massage them lightly with a nourishing lotion or essential oil. On occasion, this is done right before going to bed. Others say that it is beneficial after a long day of errands or after going for a walk. Nevertheless, the results are typically instantaneous, and there is less edema, regardless of when you apply it. A tingling sensation that eventually disappears. You feel a lightness in your legs that you did not have beforehand. Consider the case of Harold, who was 78 years old and had been suffering from neuropathy for many years. Due to the fact that the tingling in his feet had become so persistent, he completely stopped walking in the nights. The heated cold bath, on the other hand, became a regular part of his nightly ritual, and he eventually observed a surprise shift. The sensation of buzzing in his feet faded. They experienced a renewed sense of vitality. Although he stated that it was not a cure, it was the first time that I experienced alleviation without the use of drugs. That is the essential point. The solution is not a magical cure. It's a routine with the purpose of reawakening your nerves and letting your body know that you're paying attention to what it has to say. Moreover, this care can go a long way, particularly in situations where tingling and numbness have been stealthily taking your comfort for years. You do not require any elaborate procedures. Consistency, warmth, cold, and time are all vital components. And when you give your body that rhythm, it frequently responds by improving your balance, improving your circulation, and giving you an increasing sensation that perhaps your legs aren't as far gone as you once imagined they were. Please, Amayuri, let me conclude. Let me ask you this. After hearing about these 5 different techniques, which one would you be willing to try out initial? The leg elevation is something you can perform this afternoon while you are reading the paper. Perhaps it is the leg elevation. It could be as simple as switching to footwear that provides support or as significant as finally committing to performing 2 minutes of ankle pumps before getting out of bed. No matter what it is, you should realize that you are not destined to remain numb. Tingling is not something that is destined to be a part of your life. And you are not too old to experience change. True change in your body. One of the most exciting aspects of these practices is that not a prescription is necessary to participate in them. Neither do they need significant changes to one's way of life. Even more, they don't require a lot of time. The only thing that they do want from you is your attention. Your willingness to pay attention to your body, your ability to listen, and your ability to respond not with frustration but with basic daily care. Legs are the means by which you move across the world. Through decades of movement, of stillness, of joy, and of hardship, they have been there for you and supported you. In addition, they are more deserving of your help than they have ever been before. Due to the fact that when you increase circulation, release nerve pressure, and maintain a gentle level of activity, you are not only helping your legs, but you are also helping your independence, your confidence, and your capacity to navigate around the world without any hesitation. Therefore, the following step is up to you. Regardless of whether it is one practice or all 5, do not allow another day to pass without experiencing a sense of disconnection from your own body. Pick one of your habits. Give it a shot for a week. Let's see what happens. You should also give yourself the gift of sensation once more. The ability to wake up and have the sensation that your legs are actually yours. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.